Hello. So today I'm going to be making the smallest house I've ever seen. So small, in fact, that you can fit it in just one hand. So this is going to be an extremely difficult challenge because the scale is so tiny and all the details are going to have to be so insanely small for it to look realistic. I've also never made anything like it, but if you're seeing this video now, it means it turned out good, right? Right. All right, so the first thing you have to do is just make a plan. I did it, and it looks pretty good. So I've drawn up this medieval house right here. I hope it looks pretty close to this, but I might change a couple things because there's quite a few details on this if you can't tell. So it might be hard to make it like 5 centimeters tall, but I'm hoping to kind of keep this general feel, you know what I mean? And I think it'll probably turn out really cool. So I'm thinking I can just start making the shape of the house out of cardboard just to kind of get the main structure in before all the details. I'm just hoping I can use the same cardboard that I usually do. And I'm just hoping that it won't be too thick or too clunky and it'll still look good. But anyway, I'd say it's time to just start doing that. Just look at how tiny it is. It's just so cute. I don't know, I just really like the shape. This cardboard actually worked out pretty well, and I like all the little add-ons, but there's still so many areas I'm gonna have to block off and cover up with wood because it's still pretty messy. But it's just gonna be so hard to cover it up with these tiny wooden beams. They're insanely small, so it's going to be really tricky to place them accurately and precisely. I'm really dreading that part, but that's the next step. But yeah, so far it looks pretty good. I've just been procrastinating adding in all the details because I've never worked with that small of objects before. So that's going to be miserable, but I think I can make it work. All right, one sec, let me grab a couple things. I'm back. So I've got these little wooden beams that I basically just took bigger ones and cut them up really small so that they fit the scale a bit better because this is just a little bulky. And I also have this glue, which is really runny and really sticky. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful while using it, which is why I also brought gloves because I really don't want my fingers to stick together, which is what will happen if I don't use gloves. So I think I'm almost ready to start gluing things on. Okay, finally. And this one was all dried out. Okay, let's see if I have another one. Okay, so instead I'm going to use this glue, which is also dried out. What the heck? This is a scam. Okay, I swear if this one's dried out, hey, good, it's not. All right, so I've glued on a few of the thicker pieces. I'm thinking when it gets smaller, I'm going to need tweezers. So I guess I'll be back again for that. Okay, now I can get started. I'm very glad I'm wearing these gloves. They're sticking to everything. It's awful. Oh God, everything's sticking to everything else. Oh my God. I finally got this little detail that I wanted to get in, and I'd say it looks pretty good. It's a little wonky, but there's nothing I can do to fix it. But this takes way too much concentration for me to record like this, like us talking. So instead, just how about enjoy the time lapse? Oh my God, this was so incredibly tedious. You'd think, oh, it was small. It probably took less time than usual. But it honestly took more time than it would on a normal sized house just because of how hard it is to place every single piece. It was awful. But I mean, I'd say it turned out pretty good. All the wooden details look actually really cool. And I think it came together really well in the end. There's just one more thing I have to do, and that's adding the roof. All right, so I'll be making it out of this material. And I think because it's less intricate, I'll be able to use the hot glue gun. Okay, that looks pretty good. I just have a couple more small details I want to add. Then I think it's time I finally do the train. All right, so for the train, I think I'm going to make it out of this bare piece of foam, and I'm going to cover it with this clay. I think I might do like a hexagonal shape for the base. Might be fun. So it's not perfect, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do a border with this foam. There, that looks pretty good. But now I actually have to sculpt the landscape. I'm thinking I'll put the house on a bit of a hill. One sec. Yeah, like that. Now I'm just gonna add a bit more shape and texture to this hill. Wow, this just looks incredible. So I'll just let it dry for a bit and then I'll take you outside and we can go spray paint this thing. All right, so I've gone outside and now I'm gonna spray paint this house. So now that the base coat's on, I'm gonna add all the colors. Oh my god, this paint job turned out super cute. It's a little messy, but everything's so tiny. It was really hard to get everything precise. But the next step is to add a ton of greenery everywhere. So I'm gonna start by adding in this grass, but first I need to apply glue. Okay, now sprinkle, sprinkle.
Huh?
And now cut to editor. Hello, it is I, Editor Me, here to tell you that I'm way better than current me. Because current me smells so bad.
What?
No, I don't. Yeah, you do. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I'm just adding a ton of greenery, a ton of grass, and bushes and stuff. And I think it just really brings together the whole house and gives it way more of a cutesy aesthetic. All right, now back to stinky poo-poo current me. This turned out so good. Just look, I really love the greenery. I think it tied everything together. I also really like the blue roof. I think it's so cute. It actually looks like just a mini house. I'm so happy with it. But if you want to see another crazy house, check out this video where I made a house in just 12 hours. Alternatively, you could just look at this playlist, which has a ton of other things that I made. All right, well, see ya, bye.